Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Forging Indestructible Self-Discipline podcast. I'm your host, John Fontenot, and today we're going to talk about overcoming procrastination with momentum. Now, procrastination is a common struggle that many people face, often leading to frustration, stress, and unfulfilled goals. It's very easy to think of procrastination as simply putting things off, but the truth is, it runs much deeper than that. Procrastination is a complex psychological behavior that often undermines discipline, delaying progress and creating a cycle of self-doubt. To break free from this trap, it's essential to understand the root causes of procrastination and its long-term consequences. Procrastination is not just about laziness or a lack of time management. It's often driven by underlying psychological factors that can make tasks feel overwhelming, uncomfortable, or unapproachable. The three most common factors that contribute to procrastination are fear, perfectionism, and overwhelm. Let's start with fear. Fear is a powerful motivator behind procrastination. The fear of failure, judgment, or not being good enough can cause us to avoid tasks altogether. When faced with a difficult or high-stakes task, we may feel paralyzed by the potential for negative outcomes. Rather than risk failure, we choose to delay or avoid the task entirely, convincing ourselves that we'll do it later when we feel more ready. This fear can also be linked to imposter syndrome, where we doubt our abilities and worry that others will see us as inadequate. In such cases, procrastination serves as a form of self-protection. By choosing to avoid the task, we avoid the possibility of failing or making mistakes. The next common psychological barrier to getting things done is perfectionism. Perfectionists have an overwhelming desire for everything they do to be flawless, and they often feel that anything less than perfect is simply unacceptable. This desire for perfection can make starting or completing a task feel like an insurmountable challenge. The pressure to do something perfectly often leads to procrastination because the fear of not meeting those standards can be paralyzing. Perfectionism also keeps us from acting because we worry about the outcome before we've even begun. This all or nothing mindset creates a vicious cycle where we put off tasks until we feel everything is aligned or until we think we can do it perfectly. This inevitably leads to delays and missed opportunities. The third and one of the most common reasons people procrastinate is due to the feeling of overwhelm. When a task seems too large, complex, or ambiguous, we often don't know where to start, leading to avoidance. The sheer magnitude of a project can trigger feelings of anxiety, which in turn leads to procrastination. Instead of breaking the task down into manageable steps, we focus on the overwhelming picture and become paralyzed by the size of the task. Overwhelm can also stem from a lack of clarity or organization. Without a clear plan or structure, we may not know how to proceed, which leads us to put things off in the hope that they'll feel more manageable later. This is very common when we attempt to clean and organize a closet, a garage, a basement, attic, or any other storage space. Procrastination may feel like a temporary escape from discomfort, but in the long run, it carries significant hidden costs that can erode your well-being and self-discipline. Increased stress is one of those. Putting things off creates a backlog of tasks, leading to mounting stress as deadlines approach. The longer we avoid tasks, the more pressure we feel as time runs out. This stress is mentally and physically draining and can negatively impact your health. Another, decreased productivity. Procrastination leads to a cycle of uncompleted tasks which ultimately hamper productivity. The longer you delay a project, the less time you have to complete it, and the more likely you are to rush through it or produce subpar work. This undermines your ability to achieve your goals and can negatively affect your reputation or performance. Loss of opportunities. Delaying important decisions or actions often means missing valuable opportunities. Procrastination can prevent you from making progress in your career, your relationships, or your personal growth. By avoiding tasks or projects, you may pass up chances for growth, learning, and success. Finally, compromise quality of work. When tasks are left to the last minute, you're more likely to deliver work that is rushed or lacks quality. The pressure of impending deadlines can make it difficult to focus on the details, leading to mistakes, oversight, or less than ideal results. One of the most damaging effects of procrastination is its ability to erode self-trust. When you repeatedly put things off, you begin to lose confidence in your ability to follow through on commitments. Each time you procrastinate, you reinforce the belief that you can't rely on yourself to get things done. This creates a vicious cycle. You now procrastinate because you fear failure or are overwhelmed, which causes you to feel bad about yourself, making it harder to get started on the next task. The loss of self-trust affects your self-discipline because you start doubting your own abilities. As a result, it becomes harder to motivate yourself to act, and your sense of personal responsibility weakens. You may even develop a habit of procrastination that feels almost automatic, undermining the very discipline you need to succeed. To overcome procrastination and rebuild your self-discipline, it's essential to take small, deliberate steps towards breaking the cycle. Here are a couple of strategies to consider. First, acknowledge the fear. Recognize that fear is a natural part of the process and that perfection is unattainable. Embrace imperfection, knowing that making mistakes is a necessary part of learning and growth. Next, break tasks into smaller steps. If you're feeling overwhelmed, break large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. This makes the task feel less intimidating and helps you build momentum as you complete each step. Set clear deadlines. Create concrete deadlines and hold yourself accountable. Use external tools like timers or reminders to stay on track and avoid procrastinating. Next, practice self-compassion. Don't beat yourself up when you procrastinate. Instead, practice self-compassion and focus on the fact that you can always start fresh. Forgive yourself for past delays and use each new task as an opportunity to practice better habits. Finally, build momentum. Start with a task you can easily accomplish to build momentum. The act of completing something, even something small, can help you gain confidence and reduce procrastination. Ultimately, procrastination is more than just a time management issue. It's also a psychological behavior that stems from fear, perfectionism, and overwhelm. While it might feel like a temporary escape, procrastination undermines self-discipline, increases your stress, and erodes your self-trust over time. The hidden cost of putting things off can have long-term effects on your productivity, your health, and the opportunities available to you. However, by understanding the psychology behind procrastination and implementing strategies to overcome it, you can reclaim your time, rebuild self-trust, and cultivate the self-discipline needed to achieve your goals. I want to thank you for listening. I hope this helps you. Please continue to check in weekly for more episodes of Forging Indestructible Self-Discipline. I'm your host, John Fontenot. We'll talk again next week.